love cats. I love every kind of cat. I just wanna hug all of them, but I can't hug every cat. Can't hug every cat. So anyway, I am a cat lover and I love to run. I'm sorry I'm thinking about cats again. I really love cats.
Hey guys, it's Lauren, Cat Lady Stitcher. Tonight's video is probably going to be a quick one. I don't have a ton to show you guys this week. So it should go fairly quickly. But look, I've got two cute sleepy kitties over here. They're ready to go to bed. I normally am in bed by the time I'm making this video, so they're patiently waiting for me to make my way upstairs to my room. Anywho, so let's see, quick life updates. I know I told you guys a few episodes back that I was attempting to potty train these adorable cats. And while Luna, who's not this is Charlie, while Luna did a very good job of actually doing what she was supposed to, someone kept peeing in my floor, and I put up with it for like 2 weeks in hopes that he would eventually make progress. We didn't. And I have linoleum floor, so if he had been peeing on the bathroom tile where it's not gonna like get up under the flooring, it would have been fine for a little bit longer because it's easier to clean. But he kept peeing by my door, like right in front of the door that used to be the garage door, on the linoleum, so no bueno. So we had to stop, sadly, but it was worth a try. I think if you have cats and you're interested in trying it, you definitely just need to know the temperaments of your cats. I think it definitely would have worked with Luna. I kind of knew that Charlie here would not have it, but I thought for like 25 bucks I'd give it a try. So I tried it, and that's that. So in other fun news, my friend Kathleen and I, who I think I mentioned a while back, we went to London in January on a trip together. I've been wanting to visit the Pacific Northwest, yes, the Pacific Northwest coast, somewhere along there. When I was little, my family took like a 3-week vacation out west, and so we visited all those states back then, but I was like 5, maybe 6. So I remember like 2 things from that whole trip, and it was just like very vague memories. So I've been wanting for a while to visit San Francisco, so I started looking to see if there were any good deals on flights to San Francisco. But the ones that were like the price I was willing to pay were kind of not great flights. Like the layover was like almost a whole day. So just not worth it. So we kept looking around and ended up landing on Seattle. So we're gonna be visiting Seattle in like 2 weeks. Super short notice. Maybe it's 3 weeks. What's today? Today's March 20th, and we're gonna leave on April 5th. So super fast turnaround, and we do work together on the same team, so we have to make sure we both get approval to get off, and thankfully our boss was like, yeah, I mean, have fun. We'll just make sure that everything's good with the scheduling. Like, it's not a busy time of year for us. So if any of you live in the Seattle area and have any suggestions of fun things to do that are preferably low cost to free, because this was very much a whim for me, probably not too great on the bank account, let me know. Also, I say that I don't have an LNS here in Nashville. Apparently there was one called the Stitch and Post for a while, but they retired, or I think they retired. I know either way they closed before I discovered cross stitch. And so there is another local place, but it's more needlepoint embroidery at the moment. They do have like floss, but not much in the way of patterns at all. And they had just started getting fabrics when I visited. So I am itching to go to an LNS that has cross stitching stuff. So if you know of anything in that that area, please let me know. We're gonna have a rental car. We're even actually gonna go up to Vancouver for a day. So if you're also in that area and you know of one, let me know. I would love to know. So that's my life update. That means that not next week, but the week after, I probably won't have an update for you guys because I'll be out of town or getting ready to go out of town, either way. So anywho, those are fun little updates. I've got some, I have an FFO. Last week I showed you that I did finish my mom's present. And I couldn't wait to show it to her. I'm a terrible gift giver. I just like can't wait. Her birthday was on Sunday and I showed it to her like on Thursday because I just couldn't contain my excitement. So we ended up going to Joann's together to pick out a frame. And we found like the most perfect frame. And so I got her to let me take her picture, which I've posted on Instagram. So some of you may have already seen this, but if not, that picture is going to be right here. And she, I'm sure as you can tell, really liked it. We've already hung it up in the kitchen in like the most perfect spot. So it's awesome. And I'm really glad that she liked it. So that is my first FFO. I've got some WIPS for you. I don't have much in the way of WIPS because turns out Charlie is all over one of them. I don't have much in the way of WIPS because even though I would love to be working on like 7 things at once, I just get really excited about what I'm working on and I have a hard time moving on from it. So I worked mostly on my Harry Potter pillow sampler this past week. I also didn't have a ton of stitching time. It was a really pretty fully packed weekend for me with my mom's birthday and some other stuff going on. So I didn't stitch a ton this past week. Also, I was planning for Seattle, so like normally when I'm stitching at work, I was busy looking for things to do in Seattle and also buying tickets and all that good stuff. So that being said, I did get a good bit of progress done on the pillow sampler. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you that. This is the image. It's from Cloud's Factory. And I'm stitching it on linen, I believe it's 28 count. I didn't write it down, so I could be lying. It might be 32. But I finished the first page and I'm almost done with the second page. I got to the point today where I got to this metallic floss, and while it's really pretty, it's annoying as all get out to stitch with. So I had to take a break once I got halfway through the H. So here is the progress on, well, let's see, that. Also, I mentioned this in my Instagram, and I'm really proud of this, and I know you guys probably can't tell, or it's not like a big deal because you'll do it all the time, but I am a stickler for following rules and instructions and not deviating whatsoever. So when I went to finally get to their skin tone here, I realized that I didn't have that color when I went to kit this up. I forgot that there was a couple of skeins they didn't have the color for. And it called for DMC 754, which I don't have. And so I was trying to look through my other kitted projects to see if I had anything that would work similarly. And I had 2 colors that were either too dark, just a little bit, or like way too much peach, or way too pale. So I decided to take 1 strand of each and blend them together. And honestly, you can't tell, and I love it. I think it came out really great. Let me see if I can get that to, let's get that on here, there. Oh, see if I can get that to focus. Maybe. Well, I'm failing miserably at getting this to focus because I'm using my phone and, you know, whatever. But you can see the color. I mean, that's pretty true. I'm very proud of it. It's the first time I've ever deviated from a pattern, so I feel like I dipped my toes into the water and now it's not so scary. So that's that one. I'll show it one more time just to give you a good overview. Now, I realize, I don't know why I have so much like just plain natural linen or whatever burlap color this is. It's just what I bought and that's what I had, so that's what I was doing it on. However, when I finished stitching the badger for the Hufflepuff crest, it was before I had done this part down here, and it just, I couldn't see it. It's like it was blending in completely with the rest of the flag, and it was just really frustrating. But now that I've completed stuff around it, I can tell a little bit, you know, that that's what it is supposed to be, or at least that there's something there other than like random black dots everywhere. So I'm pretty pleased with that. That's what I got done on that. I did stitch some on my Haid. It's the Eagle's View pattern by Jeff Pritchard, I think. Let me double check on his name. I was right, Jeff Pritchard. I'm not gonna show you the picture here, I'm just gonna insert it. It's better to insert it because the picture that I printed out is not true color, so. Anyway, I feel like there's really no point in showing you guys the progress on this because the first like 5 pages are gonna be just gray because I'm working from the left corner and it's pretty much all cloudy sky, but I did make a good bit of progress. I'm stitching this on 28 count Lugana, which I mentioned before, I absolutely love. It's probably my like favorite fabric that I've worked on because it's just so soft and supple and easy to work with. Now I just gotta find better needles. The ones I have are not great. So I finished a column and a half almost. Pretty much that whole page is like 2 colors. So let's see. But that's all I've gotten done. There's really not much to show there. Like I've mentioned before, I'm just obsessed with the tiny little stitches. They're fun. So that's that. Eagle's View by Jeff Pritchard from Heaven and Earth Designs. And last but not least, I felt kind of guilty for not having worked on anything else to show you guys. So I worked for about an hour or so tonight when I got home from work on my Astro Cats monthly calendar by Margaret Sherry. I'm currently working on this one right here for Aries, which coincides with the month of March. And again, poor choice of color on the fabric, but what's a girl to do when she's impatient and has no other fabric and spent all of her money on a trip to Seattle? So has no money to pay for fabric. But that's what I've got done so far. Not too much more than last week, just some more filler over here on the left, and then started to get some of the 2 over 2 stitches instead of just the 1x1s or 1x2 for the background. So like I said before, I mean, showing it in the camera, you can see it a little bit better. It stands out a little bit more, but looking at it directly on the fabric is probably not my best choice, but you live and you learn. I'm just too, I don't have the funds to buy everything I would love to try, like new needles and different colors of fabric. So for now, I will use what I have, and I had this. So that's all for WIPS. The only haul I have is, honestly, was an impulse purchase. When I went with my mom to Joann's, we were waiting in line to get some fabric cut because my mom also had an impulse purchase. While we were on our way to the back of the store to look at frames, she noticed some Nashville Predators fleece because we are huge Nashville Predators hockey fans. We have been going since they became a franchise in 1998. I was 6 years old, and we've been going all 20 years. So anyway, we're big fans. And so my mom saw it and she's like, well, I've got to make a blanket out of that. So when we were waiting in line to get that fabric cut, I was just perusing, and there's a nice big cart of uncut fabric right behind the counter, of course, because, you know, they want you to buy stuff. And what do I see but the most perfect fabric for another project bag? And yes, of course, it's Harry Potter related. It's the Marauders map. Usually I'm not a huge fan of this pattern just because I feel like it's overused. But I thought it would make a really cute project bag since I've got like at least, I have 2 current WIPs that are Harry Potter related and one that I've not yet started because I'm still on the fence as if I actually want to do it, which is the class schedule Sal. I'm just not super impressed with what's the designs have been. And so I'm thinking about just utilizing the floss and the fabric that I got from that and using it for something else. And maybe I'll do the pattern down the road. I just haven't decided on it yet, so I don't want to start just yet. I'm just a little underwhelmed and I'm not super creative in the way that a lot of people are that have been sharing their edits to the pattern. And so, yeah, I just haven't started it. So right now I've only got those, what is that, 3 WIPs. I kind of feel like an underachiever because all of you ladies and dudes are, I swear, working on like 7 or 8 at a minimum. I do have a lot of things on my wish list, but you know, money is kind of required for those things. So I'm just gonna have to be content with working on what I've got right now and keeping an eye out for really good deals on stuff. And that's all I've got for you guys this week. It's pretty short and sweet, like I said. Oh, Luna says hi. They are ready for me to go to bed. Yeah, please let me know, like I said, if you have any suggestions for the Seattle, Vancouver area for things to do or a good LNS that might be near there. Also, I am in the market for some good needles. The ones that I have, I bought at Joann's and they just keep tearing my floss in the eye of the needle. And so I've seen where people talk about a few different brands, but I'd love to know what you use and why you like it. And that's something I need to make a purchase soon for because I'm getting real tired of mine breaking my thread. Yeah. And oh, one last thing, because it's kind of haul because I did purchase it. It's just not here yet. I did decide to join a couple of Floss of the Month clubs. So I'm really excited. I probably don't have the money to do it, but I'm doing it anyway. I joined Color and Cotton, as well as I'm pretty sure I heard about it from Michelle Bendy Stitchy. It's the Victorian, I want to say it's Victorian motto thread. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I'll have to put a link to it below. I don't remember the exact name of the floss club, but ow, okay, fine. But the floss is beautiful, so I also subscribe to that. And because you get like 20 yards per skein, so why not? Anywho, that's all I've got for you guys. I hope you had a great week. I hope it hasn't been too stressful or, you know, anything that's not fun. And I hope you get a lot of stitching done this upcoming week. And yeah, that's all I've got. So y'all have a great week. I will see you next week. Probably on Wednesday is when I'll actually post it. I'm gonna go for that. I'm gonna try and keep it weekly. The only time I plan on missing a week is when I'm in Seattle. So y'all have a great week, and Luna says bye.
I love cats. I love every kind of cat. I just wanna hug all of them, but I can't hug every cat. Can't hug every cat.